Hi, my name is Marcus Besets. I'm the creator of Quantleaf Query, which is a natural language to query language translator tool. With this tool, you can let users write with natural language, and you can convert that text into a structured query based on your database schema. So on the website query.quantleaf.com, you can find demos and documentation on how to get started. I'm going to show you a few examples of it in use. First off is the stock screener example, which is basically a search field where you can find stocks. And here I have a simple query which is translated into the results. And this is just preview translation, which means that the real output is actually a structured JSON. This is just a readable format of it. And what you can see is that it found what we wanted, and we have some nested structure here with the OR requirements. And here's a recipe search. And what you can see here, it can behave very good with natural languages if you give it the ability to do so by having a wide database schema. And the last example is a ticket shop, where you can buy airplane, train, or ferry tickets. And what is interesting with this example is that you search on multiple database schemas at once. For example, this query generates a translation that tells you that we are looking for either airplane or train tickets, and we get appropriate conditions here. And so what's happening is that it looks for common properties, and if we are including properties here that are defined by two schemas, then they will appear here. So in this case, the ferry ticket doesn't have the notion of first class or the class type when you're for the seat. So if I remove it, it's gonna also be included in the results. And if I are more direct and write that we want to find an airplane ticket, it's gonna just tell us that, okay, we just want to find an airplane ticket, not a train or ferry ticket. It is also very robust for bad words, so I can write whatever I want in the beginning, and it will just translate what makes sense. So in this case, these words are not providing any information, so they will not be included in the output. To get started with Quantleaf Query, you just have to go to query.quantleaf.com and press get started. And here you can read about how to implement it, and depending on your programming language. We have an API which you can use for any language or a Node.js application. And I can show you just briefly how it will look like if you use Node. You install the dependency, and then what you basically are doing is decorating your fields with natural language. So here's an example of a field that defines a from location. If you remember the tickets demo, where we have they want to travel from a certain location to a different location, this is how you define from. So what you do is you describe the field with the language. So in Swedish we say it's från, and in English we have from, and it could also denote it as departure location. And then you define a domain, and if it's simple, you can just use implicit by the type of the field. But in this case, we want to map it so we have certain rules. So you can type as an enum domain, and if I write London, you can map all the London text to this enum. And for Copenhagen, in Swedish, it's called Köpenhamn, so we have different names for that. And then once the users are writing a query, these texts are going to be used. So if someone starts to write Copenhagen, it's going to know that this is the field that we actually want to query. So, and then to perform the request, you just have to provide the API key, which you can request on this website, and then just perform the translation, which is really simple. So write a query, write an instance of the class that you have decorated, and then provide some parameters for the query. Yeah. This was everything for this small demo. If you got any questions, please provide them below. And I wish you happy coding.